Boundless. Hello world, it's Kurtis Potter with Boundless Inspiration. Today I wanted to do a second video on working smarter and working harder. I made a video and I thought, you know what, I've got some other things that I'd like to say and help you with on working harder and smarter. Going from that transition to working harder is what I did, to working smarter, not harder. And then now that really I've came to a place where I'm just going after like success and the full potential you have inside yourself. I've learned that highly successful people work harder and smarter, both sides of that. So on working smarter, the thing that I had to do, really one of the first things you've got to do is really evaluate, yourself and evaluate the things that you're doing and if they serve you. It's hard to look in the mirror and really just be honest with yourself. I mean, I guess we do it, but sometimes it's just hard because you want to avoid it if you're doing something badly, inefficiently, something that's negative, a bad habit. It's easy to point the finger, blame other people's to really minimize what you're doing and so forth. But your true growth, when you look in the mirror and say, you know what I'm doing, is it serving me? Do I need to go get some more education to become smarter, get some counseling, to get some healing? For me, I found the Lord and it was one of the best days of my life. And, I know that a lot of people question that, but regardless, even if you want to say, hey, he's not real and I'm not going to heaven one day, there's no God, at the end of the day, it makes us better people. So at the end of it, it's like, that's just another benefit of my life and truly, trying to become boundless, right? So first, you got to evaluate what you're doing and what's in your life, and does it serve you, okay? So, I went through that process, and I've realized too that, some stuff I just cannot do myself. I can learn it and eventually be able to do certain things. But when I was really evaluating it, I learned that some things I'm not great at. And it's okay, to not be great at everything. We're not robots. I don't know why I was chasing perfection. Everything's perfectly imperfect. So there's going to be things that are not perfect, but it's perfectly okay. So one thing that I had to do whenever I was realizing the things that I was not good at or efficient at, was the best thing to do is hire those people to do it and build the team. And I'll take you over here to the saw. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? So, for instance, a lot of very successful people, the wealthy, they pay people to do things that one, their time is more valuable than, or two, they're not efficient at. That's why they hire accountants and lawyers and even landscapers, Somebody that's making $100, $200, $500, $1,000 an hour, which you can do. So don't listen to this and think, hey, that's not possible. Look how many millionaires, billionaires, and trillionaires there are, right? I'm pretty sure there's some in China. I don't know. I didn't research that, but I'm pretty sure there's got to be a trillionaire at this point in China or Japan or somewhere. Dubai. So back to the video. When say you're even making $50 an hour, $35 an hour, which is very easy to do even in Indiana right now, and this is a middle-class state, you can easily make that amount of money per hour. So if you think about it, say it takes you 2 hours to mow your yard, weed eat, mow, blow with the blowers and get it all looking nice. Maybe it takes you 3 hours, I don't know, maybe longer. If you could pay a company $25 a week and and they can get it done and you can do something else, you can go make that $35 an hour, whatever you make, say times 4. You know, say if you're making 20 an hour, that's really become the average here in Indiana. So you're making 20 an hour, you work for 4 hours, that's $80 that you've made. And if you're paying somebody $25 to do your lawn, obviously that teamwork, right, made you more efficient by delegating the things that take you more time than you want to when you're worth more than that amount of time that you're putting into that job. For me, I used to spend a lot of time at a Chrysler 300. I loved it. Long car. It'd take me 3-4 hours to clean that thing. And then I got to a place financially where I was like, you know what? I'm cleaning this car at least 2 days a week. 4 hours, that's 8 hours a week. You know what? Finally, I realized the value in having Prime Car Wash, or like Mike's Crew Car Wash now, where they clean inside and out. I used to go to Sparkling Image. I'd pay $20, and in 20 minutes, my car is cleaned inside and out, vacuumed, windows cleaned, spotless, and then I could go on my way. Instead of it taking 8 hours a week, I could get it cleaned once a week, because you could get that unlimited and you can go as many times as you want. And I could spend a total of an hour a month getting my car clean, where it's clean all month. Right? It's not only going to keep the value of my car, keeping it clean, getting that rust, everything that causes rust off of it, but I'm saving time. And even actually when I'm there, I'm normally on my phone doing some kind of research, putting down notes for videos, or just whatever it is that's helping me be more efficient in the areas that I'm really trying to focus on. So sometimes you got to automate what you're doing. You know, there's so much technology and programs out there today. Like, is what you're doing beneficial to you in your time, or can you automate something, right? So the other thing on working smarter, and this is one of my biggest struggles that I had to learn, was I was trying to pour from an empty cup, right? And that was not smart of me, because the problem is I was trying to do so much. I was getting depleted. My mentality was getting drained. My energy was getting drained. And see, that's why I had to go back to working out in the gym, because now my energy level is up. And that was also something that I love doing. You know what? You could call us gym rats what you want, but you know what? That's just time where I'm like, man, I get so much confidence. Again, it brings you energy, your health. You know, you're like a small family inside that gym. We're all pushing each other to become the best versions of ourselves. Physically, there's a lot of mental positivity that comes in there as well. So for me, I had to get back in that gym. When I moved out to the sticks out by Turkey Run State Park, an hour from everything, I went to the gym and I realized it was getting me down. And like that time that I needed, that's a hobby of mine, was so important. So whenever it comes to working smarter, you got to remember to do things weekly that fills your cup. So now I'm going to transition over to the working harder, right? Because see, there's a lot of things that I learned that helped me work harder. So one of the things is our bodies, I think you probably know this, but they're made of mostly water, right? And the thing is when you sleep for 6, 7, 8 hours, you're not intaking water for that whole time. So naturally, when you wake up, you're actually dehydrated. And one of the best things you can do as soon as you wake up, studies show, if you drink water within the first 5 minutes of being awake, it instantly increases your metabolism. It's going to help you naturally lose weight, have more energy. 2, if you squeeze a lemon into it and you chug that water within the first 5 minutes, it almost doubles the amount that it increases your energy and burns your fat and increases your metabolism. So as soon as you wake up, you drink that water, you've got some energy, like, yes, let's go, right? Well, one other thing that helped me work harder was also putting the right foods in my body. Have you ever realized that, like, say you eat a bag of potato chips, just how, man, I feel like crap afterwards, or a bowl of ice cream, or some kind of unhealthy deep fried food, soda, right? All that crap we're putting into our body Well, you know what? I haven't drank a soda. I took a sip of my son's Sprite the other day because he got sick and needed some Sprite. But other than that, I haven't drank a soda in like 6-8 weeks. And I feel amazing. And I'm like, you know what? I still get my flavor from like sweet tea, some Gatorade here and there, or some chocolate or strawberry milk. You know, I cheat on my diet every once in a while because you got to reward yourselves for being on your diet so you don't fail. We're not robots, and believe me, I'm saying this because I've been there before. I tried to be that robot for some reason where I was like, just all straight, go forward, straight line, go, 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 go. It didn't work, folks. And I'm telling you, just these little cheat codes, these little hacks will help you out tremendously on your journey and whatever you're struggling with. So the food, the water, you know what? Sometimes I do put in that caffeine. Drink that coffee in the morning, that cup of coffee to get me going. For me, I was like, I'm not a morning person. So I set my alarm right next to that coffee pot in the kitchen. So when it went off, poof, I'm walking all the way into the next room so I can't just hit snooze, 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 right? And I already have my coffee pot set to where that coffee is fresh, hot. As soon as I pick up my phone, I'm like, it's almost like that Folgers commercial where you just down it and let's get my day started, right? So one of the biggest things that I start my day off with that helps me work harder throughout my day is reminding myself of my why. I don't know what your why is for you. And maybe you're trying to get your mom out of that neighborhood. You're trying to retire your mom. You're trying to, there's just things you want in your life. Man, I posted a video of a friend of mine. He, I believe it said work harder was his, the caption in his post, and it showed this yacht. And man, you know what? For some people, that stuff just inspires you. There's a lot of things that I want to get on this earth, like a GTO and a nice house on the ocean, a nice house on a lake, And I'm sure you've got your things too. It's not all about materialistic things, because one of my biggest whys and really my most important why is my children, right? Like, am I becoming the boundless version of myself? Because they're a sponge and they mimic everything we do. So am I being the balanced version of myself so that my kids can adopt that and I can break those family curses and break those chains that I've got? Can I look myself in the mirror and work harder on becoming the best version of myself so that anybody watching me, including my children, that's going to affect my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren and every single generation, am I stepping up to the plate to work harder to become the best version of myself? So being smarter and working harder in that side for my why, for my wife, for my family, for my marriage, for my relationships with my friends, for the people that see these videos, my why is helping those people that's been through that pain and that hurt, that same type of pain and hurt that I've went through in my life, and I understand how it feels. So you know what? Instead of just having an opinion about something, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to help those people that are going through the same stuff that I've been through. I'm using those tests for a testimony and those lessons to just inspire people, because I took my mess and I'm turning it into a message to help people that are going through that same struggle. We're all going through that same struggle of trying to work harder, but we're going through stuff, and it's so hard to work harder when you're just down in the dumps. Right now it's winter, it's cloudy in Indiana, the sun's not out a lot, it gets cold, you want to be inside, you want to watch movies, you want to cuddle, you want to snuggle. You just eat junk food while you're doing that. Yes, you know what? I've done that many of years in a row, and now I found out what I was getting was a vitamin D deficiency. So every day I'm taking vitamin D pills, So now I'm working smarter and harder because I had to really evaluate. Like I mentioned, you got to really see what is serving you and what is not. And me not getting ownership of my body and why things were doing the way they were was not serving me. So now I can work harder because I'm getting a little bit more energy from that vitamin D and all the health benefits that I've done. So you're reminding yourself of your why. Now, one thing that I love is music. I'm sure all of you can testify. There's some songs that just get you going, right? And this morning, I was working out to some dubstep music. I was doing leg day. I'm telling you, I'm probably going to be crying like a baby tomorrow because I pushed my workout to a whole new level because of the music that I was listening to. So one of the things in working harder that I recommend is finding music that goes with whatever activity you're doing, right? If you're trying to meditate, you might put on some meditation music. If you're trying to work out, you're putting on some hype music to get you going. You know what? If you're trying to find God and have your time with God, you might put on some gospel music, right? So being intentional about the music you play. I even told my wife this one time, and you know what? I don't think she ever really has done it. I be trying to give her some tips and tricks on, hey, this is how, I'll send her videos like, hey, this says a lot about your husband. And if you watch this video, you'll understand me more. Because if I can't communicate to you in an effective way enough to like really get you to understand me, if you watch this video, this motivational video or this inspiring video or this podcast, it'll really help you understand your husband more. So one of the things I told her that I got off track that she's never done is I told her, I said, babe, if you just want me to dance with you in the house, like you're making dinner and you're in the kitchen and you want me to dance with you, put on some country music. Man, you listen to most country songs, they're like some love songs, And I'm sure you could type in like in our Google Home that plays music like country love songs or something. Because I don't know, man. Sometimes, you should be cooking, I'll be in the kitchen and I'll hug her, kiss her, whatever. But if she plays some country music, it gets me going, right? So what kind of music are you listening to? And are you changing the types of music that you listen to for the event or the situation or whatever you're doing? I recommend that you do that. So I put a video on Facebook. It was on the Boundless Inspiration page. And I think I even shared it on my personal page. I typically do that as well. But it was by David Goggins. And I just invite you to go watch that video because he's somebody that has really found a way to come from like 300 pounds, not making much, like $10 an hour, struggling to get by financially. His relationships weren't right. He was a ticking time bomb. I mean, he's just got an amazing story that I suggest you going and trying to find, YouTube, whatever, so you can listen to it. It'll really help you wherever you're at in life. It'll help elevate you. So the one that I just shared, I just really, really, really hope that you watch it because it's talking about how when you try, you've actually got another level of try. You can push yourself more. You can push yourself to another level. You can work harder. I mean, the video is awesome and it really opens up your mind. So I took that into my workout this morning. I'm telling you, I feel like a baby giraffe right now on my legs, almost not being able to walk. But that's all right because you know what? I got through it. I worked harder in my workout this morning and it was okay. I didn't die. I didn't even pull a muscle because I was smart about it. I didn't just go in and be like, I'm going to work out harder and I'm going to add 1,000 pounds to my squats. No, I was methodical about it. Yes, I took up my weights almost 100 pounds actually. And I'm telling you, I'm sore. But you know what? I'm just here to tell you that you can do it. Find that inside you on how to work harder. Now, I came into the shop on purpose because this is something that I wanted to show you. This whole corner is tools that helps me work more efficiently, smarter, work harder, and work smarter. So I want to show you this ditch witch. Old boy. Man, she's getting old, right? And it just got to where it's got just one singular tire. I mean, they're on both sides, but it's got one tire, right? And the tread's getting low. The motor, it's not as strong as it used to be. So it actually got to where when we're digging ditches, trenching, It got to where there's times where we had to actually, if it was real rough dirt, frozen, anything, we'd have to hook the truck to it and have the blade digging and pull it because those tires just wasn't efficient enough, right? So sometimes you got to make those investments. So now we use this one. Ditch Witch, it's got the tracks. We not only dig it, but then we could push the dirt back in, right? And we don't have to hook it up to the truck to try to pull it. The thing makes our life easy. I mean, we've got a 250-foot ditch coming up, and I guarantee you I can dig it 250 foot. I'll dig it, run the pipe, and fill it up easily within an hour. 250 feet, right? That's almost a football field. And see, the thing is there's been plenty of times where I've had to use a shovel, right? That's usually when it's close to a building and we can't get these machines in here and so forth. But I actually did it yesterday. I had to dig through some gravel. Then I hit rock. Then I was hitting roots. I mean, it took me, I did it probably about an hour to dig, 34 foot, I think. You know, sometimes there's situations where, you know what, you got to push through and just work harder. But if you have any opportunities to invest and work smarter, I mean, even the lawnmower, right? That's somewhere where, you know what, I live in Amish country and they push with that no motor, just spins around. They use those things. And sometimes I just want to get on our zero turn that's at the house. This is at the shop. I want to get on that zero turn and just drive across the street and mow their yard for them. But that's not allowed on their property, so I don't do it. But even, you know, the power washer. You imagine when they go and they scrub a house or scrub down something, how long it would take? Are you doing things that really just don't make sense and is wasting your time? You know, are you cutting wood with an axe instead of a wood splitter? And you're like, you know what, the amount of time that I've wasted with this axe, I just need to invest in a wood splitter. Do you need to invest in some things that help you work harder and smarter? Like, man, you know what? Like investing in this Ditch Witch. Man, it just instantly made all of our lives easier here at the job. It's like, why do we resist it? Why was I not doing what was needed to be done to take things to a level that they could be? You know, boundless. There's always going to be things that hold you back in life, right? There's likely always going to be things. There's times where I'm going to still get frustrated. There's times where things are going to break. There's times where, you know, as I get older, my health might not be exactly how I want it to be. You know what? There's times where you just end up getting sick and have to go to the hospital. There's times, you know, there's cancer and stuff that you can't control. There's going to be things in your life. You're going to go through hard situations. Like I'm just mentioned, two people I know that was close to me passed away this month. There's going to be things that are going to bind you up and want you to just pick back up those bad habits that you used to have, right? It's life. Things get thrown at you. You make mistakes. You mess up. You have regrets, failures, especially if you don't go into things really just educating yourself and being prepared. You make more mistakes. If you don't have the right team, that teamwork, you don't have the right team, man, that teamwork can actually work against you, can work against each other. And that's where I learned that, you know what, like working harder was great. It was better than not working hard, but working smarter. Am I communicating with the guys I work with every day and so that we can become efficient as a team? Are you efficient in your life? Are you just working harder? Are you just working smarter but not harder, which is a little bit of lazy? Not saying you're lazy, but if you've got more in the tank, which I know we all do, if you got more energy, if you can put in more. I was just telling this kid yesterday, I'm picking up stuff. We're on this job site, and there was a little 5-gallon bucket of trash. And you know what? This is not my garage that I was building. We was just one of the contractors on this job site. And I took that 5-gallon bucket and I poured it in the trash bag of the trash that I was collecting of ours. And I said, if you do more than you get paid for, one day you'll get paid for more than what you do. Right? He's 21. He may or may not have heard that before. But he's just watching me. And it was like, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm taking pride in myself and stepping up my level every way possible intentionally so my whole life gets better. Imagine if you stepped it up just a notch on every aspect of your life. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, relationships, finance, your body, your health, your wealth. I mean, the way you are as a parent, the way you are as a sibling, the way you are as a son or daughter, the way you are as a friend, as a coworker, as an employee, as a boss, as an author, these videos. Like, I'm just thinking about how I can make my videos better to just really help people, inspire people, reach people on every aspect. I'm figuring out what prisons I can get into, all these youth prisons. Man, COVID's made it hard for me to get into a lot of these jails. But I'm like, you know what? Everything happens for a reason. So is this reason that I've got other prisons that I need to go to? Maybe in other states? Like, that might just open the door for places of people, kids that needed to hear my message, that can change families. Help heal these kids so they don't end up going to that big boy or big girl jail. And then they go home, you know what, on a different level. And their parents are like, yeah, jail changed you. And they say, you know what? No, all the people that came in there and spoke to us and invested us helped change me. And you know what? I'm going to be a different person when I get out of here. Today, I hope you hear this video and you're a different person at the end of this video. Like, you know what? I'm taking a stand for my life. I know there's things binding me in life, and I'm going to work on becoming boundless. It may never happen, but you know what? I'm not going to stop until the day that I'm 6 feet deep on becoming the best version of myself. Every day I'm focusing on being a better man than I was yesterday. I may have fell down yesterday. I may have fell down so hard I smacked my face on the concrete. Bam, I don't want to do that. But every single day I'm working harder on becoming the best version of myself. Every day we're just taking a step closer to being boundless. I hope this helped you. If it did, please like, share, comment. Give me some feedback on some ways you've worked harder and smarter. Give me some ways where you've leveled up in life. Give us some feedback. The people that see these videos need to hear your testimony along with mine. All of our testimonies on how we took a stand for our lives. We made a choice on becoming smarter, more efficient, more effective, better communicators, better team workers. Like, share, comment, tag somebody in this. Challenge somebody. I think there's 30 days left when you see this video at this point in the year. How can we kill it in December? Finishing 2021 strong. Like, you know what? Screw you, coronavirus. You're not getting the last laugh. This is a war. This is not a race. I'm finishing the war of 2021 on a W. Maybe it's better if it's like that. Whatever. Let's end this with a win. Let's just knock out. We got 1 month left. Let's kill it. And every day we're just getting a step closer to being boundless. I love you all. Have a great day.